teens could do with us as well. So, this is another thing, helping a Haitian attend the online CR Summit. So last year, we had 42 people attend the online summit, okay? And not all of them spoke English, but what we did was, well, you can see the group here. Some of them speak some English, but what my staff did is they would watch it and then they would summarize it and share it with them. But we also have, so this is my staff actually watching it when it was going. These people were in another community. This was at my church, and those are the folks there. These guys up here are in a completely different area up by Cap Haitian, but we have a university up there, and basically the guidance counselor, she got introduced, she met me and talked to me about Celebrate Recovery, and she's like, every single student that comes into the university is so wounded that they can't even learn,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so what she's doing is every freshman student is part of Celebrate Recovery.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. And so that's the guys up there watching the summit, and some of them speak English up there too. Oh, and another really cool thing that just recently happened, so these people are at the university, they're from all across Haiti. All of a sudden, the same lady, she's like, this pastor wants to talk to you because he's in a completely different community, like way on the other side of Haiti, but he had one of the students from the university that graduated, moved back to his community, and started telling the pastor about Celebrate Recovery. Now he wants a seminar, and he's got 4 other churches that want to be part of it.
Look at that.
And so it's like just how it all trickles down, right? And that wasn't even anything I had to do, right? So, yeah. So it is an opportunity, like, Celebrate Recovery wants to, I just had 2 different churches actually give us 10 tickets each, which is actually 12. So we got 24 so far. And then actually another person gave me 2 other ones. So I got 26 so far. But now, last year we had 42, but I have more people now. So I probably need more. And I actually have another supporter that I talked to him because I have several English-speaking people at my church that are in leadership. And I was talking to them about going to the summit, and they're like, well, you're gonna pay for me to go? And I said, well, not right at this moment, I can't. I said, but let me talk to somebody. And I talked to this supporter. He's supported me in big ways before, and he's like, let me work on that. So I'm like, okay. He said, how many would you want to go? I said, at least 3. So we'll see. So God's really moving. So this is the big question. Is it safe to come to Haiti now? And how would I say this? Well, do you guys have all heard me share my testimony? Most of you have anyway. And what did I say? The safest place to be is in the center of God's will. So, I started thinking about, like there's people, for example, that go to China, right? And they take trips, and it's really risky and all that. Well, coming to Haiti is risky. I'm not going to deny
Keep
that.
it real.
But it's all about if you believe that God is calling you, then no matter what happens. I mean, like, I'm there, right? And like Rick came and Rick was talking to the church and he said, everybody told me not to come. My wife didn't even want me to come. But I'm committed, and nothing happened to him. Now, could something have happened? Yes. But again, it's like, if you're in the center of God's will, whatever happens is part of what's God's will for you. I mean, you could die driving out here tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's why I'm so passionate even about being there, in the middle of all the craziness that's going on there. Because I also see that because I am taking that risk, God is blessing that.
Yes.
You know? And so I was telling some of the ladies that I was actually sad to leave because there's so much amazing stuff going on. Like, I'm like, I want to stay and be part of it, you know? But then I have to give, you know, it's like my Haitian staff are like my children, right? I just have to let them go and let them do their thing and, you know. So, but, you know, and what would a team do? So I've been kind of sharing some of that with you, right? I mean, teams can do all sorts of things. They can do a building project. They can share their testimony. They can share a teaching. They can share a seminar. They can do lots of things, right? So I'll let that with you to ponder. So this is my staff. This is Wolfie and Tammy. And these guys are where it's at, really, because they're the ones that I've poured myself into. You can pray for them because, you know, I've poured myself into them, but now it's their challenge to pour into others, right? Because they have a lot of responsibility, but they also have to let other people help them, right? And share what they know with other people, right? And that's challenging for them because, you know, it's like, just like it's challenging to me. If I want it done right, I always felt like I'd do it myself, right? Does that sound like codependency or like, you know, control, being a control freak, you know? But, so I do have some brochures if you want to grab one of those. This just will give you an idea. You want to take one and pass this around? That'll give you an idea of, you know, it's not exact because there's always a lot of variables in what it would cost, but it'll give you an idea what kind of cost you're looking at. And we're also looking at maybe doing what we would call vision trips, where maybe because of the situation in the country, people would come for a long, like say a long weekend or something like that, instead of staying for a full week. They come for 4 days or something like that. So, and the cool thing is, like, you guys are in Florida, so it's not like you're traveling forever to get there. I mean, when I was talking to some of you guys, we're only 2 hours away, right? So it's kind of doable. But, so Wolfie and Tammy would love to meet you, okay? So that's just gonna give you some ideas about costs and things you could do. So the next goal that we have is to continue to share about Rumve Renouvelé all across the U.S., which is one of my goals, and the results that funds are raised to meet our budget. So I'm kind of putting it out there to you. Do you know someone I could share with? And it doesn't necessarily have to be a Celebrate Recovery. You know, it could be, it could definitely be a Celebrate Recovery, but maybe there's an organization, maybe there's a church that would, you know, want to have a missionary come and share about, you know, what's happening. I can honestly say, you know, we have a lot of good things happening, you know, and it's pretty cool. So let me know if you know anyone. And I'm also looking for an administrative assistant to help me because I have way too much to do. And it's a lot of work, you know, even like to contact Celebrate Recoveries. I mean, I have all the work that I'm doing in Haiti just to simply do the work that I feel I'm called to, but then to do fundraising, you know, it takes a lot of phone calls and organizing and, you know, like transportation and all of that. So I need help. So the result of that is the workload is lifted for me to continue to focus on fundraising. So maybe you know someone that has some time on their hands and would be willing to help me out. Then we are also working on opportunities, mission opportunities for existing leaders, so my people, to actually go outside of Haiti. One of the things I've been working on for a really long time and never been successful is to bring my Haitians to the US to get a visa. Tried many times, rejected. So we said, all right, we're not going to come to the U.S. We're going to go to other places like Jamaica or the Bahamas, or actually we have an opportunity to go to Aruba, and I'm going to meet and talk with the person about that. But again, it's a great opportunity for them to get outside of what they're doing and be able to get some growth, maturity, and cultural understanding in other areas as well. So, it's always been kind of, everybody comes to Haiti, but this would be Haiti going to someone else. Okay? Then we have, I mentioned this earlier, so we want to take the center and then we want to have a recovery house in each of the 10 departments, okay? So we're able to, have a location right in each department. Those would be the same people that we would be training and working with, and kind of how I explained it. Now, I didn't mention this earlier, but I did become the international rep for Celebrate Recovery for Haiti. Praise God for that. But what I told my staff was like, I'm the rep for the country, but you guys, Wolfie and Tammy, are the state reps, right? So you're going to be the ones going out and you're making sure they're doing everything right, because I don't want it to be me. And there's something to be said about it being me, because when they see me, even though I'm a little tan, I'm still white. And they think, oh, she's going to help us in other ways. And that's not the case. We are very, very, very focused on, I'm here to do Celebrate Recovery.
Yes, ma'am.
Not your project, not your church, not your this, not your that. So if they don't see me, then that won't be an issue. So the result on that is Unveil Renewably continues to expand and grow all across Haiti. And ultimately, what we believe is that Celebrate Recovery can change Haiti. I 100%, 110% believe that. So, are you ready to make a difference in Haiti? And so, what do we need to make this happen? I was talking about our financial situation. So, in our current budget, so everything that I do, like I have monthly supporters, but I don't have enough, okay? So that's part of the reason why I do come and share at Celebrate Recoveries, because I'm short $1,700 monthly. And I am at the point right now that I live donation to donation, right? And, Haiti, it's expensive. It's hard to imagine that, but it really is expensive. So we're looking to find, like monthly supporters, so that I don't have to fret, at least for my basic, stuff that we do, all the Celebrate Recoveries we do, the Haiti Teen Challenge, where I live, I pay rent and, food and gas and all these things, right? So we're short there, but then our future budget, so as we look at, starting a center, for example, like that's not little anymore, right? So we're, an additional, probably at least 200,000 that we're looking at, because as we reach out to these other departments and things like that, that's gonna require more fees and more funds to bring that training and all that. So that's kind of where we're at, so you can keep that in prayer for me. So, our current budget shortage needs committed monthly supporters. Our future budget needs committed investors and help with, I was mentioning earlier, we're hoping to apply for a grant to be able to come up with those funds. So, does anybody have any questions? That's kind of, pretty much everything that I was going to share with you today. So if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them for you.
I don't have a question, I have a praise. Thank you for what you do.
Oh,
Right?
no.
Amen.
Thanks goes to God, really. I mean, seriously, it's all the glory and honor.
And obedience
And
for
obedience.
you on your part.
Yes. And one of the things that I mean, if I didn't know that I know that I know that I know that God has called me to Haiti, I probably wouldn't be in Haiti,
Right?
because it's not easy, but yet what's so beautiful is, somebody was sharing with me the other day about, how missionaries can go out in certain areas and be there for years after years after years and see no fruit. And I am here to tell you that I am definitely seeing fruit. I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's a passionate work, because it's like, because you know that what you're doing is helping, that it's rewarding. So
Love you, girl.
all right.
We'll be in touch. We gotta go back to our church and
Okay.
I have to lock up from stuff studying and pick up kids.
All right. Well, thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye, Belle. When are you looking to take start taking your first groups?
Well, so the idea is, right now is not necessarily the best time, although Christmas, maybe next Christmas.
Okay, so like
Would-
vision out that
Yeah,
the following
yeah.
year.
So, but the thing is, we want to start planning it.
The planning and the financial contributions.
Exactly.
And all that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because typically, December tends to not be a bad time in Haiti, because Haitians really like their holiday, so they don't have unrest typically during that time. So, but that's also a good time for a team to come, because we could do a lot,
Right.
because we could do the Christmas stuff, we could do other things, So the Christmas parties are a lot of fun, but they require financial support, because like the last couple of years, I think we've had well over like $2,000 that we spend just on the Christmas parties. So, and all that we do in fundraising, but if teams were able to come on, because, it's a lot of work, organizing everything. We give out food and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, well.
I have a question.
Okay.
So for your Christmas party,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even with financial, is there things, can we mail stuff to you? Like if
Yes.
we get cards or
Yes.
stuff like that, or
That-
gifts?
In fact, with you guys being in Florida, there is some opportunity for that, because it's easier to ship from Florida.
Yeah, there's a couple places.
It is a couple places. Mm-hmm.
There's one in Fort St. Lucie
Okay.
and all.
Nice.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm not aware of that one, but yeah, that would be really close.
That'd be perfect.
And, there's also MFI. I don't know if anybody knows.
Military Advance International.
Yeah.
Missionary Advance.
Missionary Flights International, yeah. But there's also, like, I have a connection that's down in Fort Lauderdale. She ships relatively cheaply. You have to be careful, some places are more than others. But, like, say for example, we give little gifty things away, right? So that might be something that a Celebrate Recovery could
Right.
collect, or like you said, do a little card. That would be fun,
But even like the bags that you make up that have like the toothpaste and toothbrushes and
Yes.
antibiotic and all that. Like if we did a collection of some of that stuff and
Yes.
then we just bag it and ship it all down, like those are things we could do throughout the year.
Right.
Hey, right now for this month we're gonna collect this. For this month we're gonna collect that, or something like that.
So like the shoe boxes that we send
Right, we
off,
do those
we
Operation
could do
Christmas.
Oh,
something
okay,
like that
yeah.
for
We could do,
Haiti.
right.
Yeah.
So definitely we'll brainstorm some more and.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there's.
Definitely. I'm just running
This is
past.
us, so now it's just us.
Yeah.
But it's like we will definitely be looking
Spreading
for
it
ways
Mhm.
and hopefully getting with the other leaders that didn't come. I mean, that would have been huge if we, as a tri-county area.
Yeah. Well, you gotta start
But
somewhere.
you started here,
Yeah.
you got us on board,
Well,
but we will
yeah.
definitely.
And one of the things
Because
that
we can't keep what
Elliot-
we get unless we give it away.
Yeah, and we can reach out to the other and
Yes.
say, hey,
This
for
is what we're
Christmas,
gonna do.
This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
How can you?
And
support
Elliot
that?
and I were discussing, because he was like, well, I don't know if our church can, da 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 da. I'm like, you gotta think outside the box,
And
right?
Elliot's our new
Elliot's
state rep
the state rep,
that
yeah.
just took
Oh,
over
yeah,
from
yeah,
Fort
yeah.
Pierce.
Okay.
Yeah, he's at Farallon Church in Fort Pierce.
Okay.
And he's super excited to be here tonight, but he couldn't make it. So, but one of the things I said that I just said, one of the, before I was a missionary years ago, I've been going to Haiti for a long time. I brought my whole family, so I do a lot of fundraising. One of the things we did was a walk ride, or a walk run, or a 5K.
Oh, to sponsor it, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are down 5K, right?
Yeah, I'm right on the hot for
She's
that.
the three of us.
Me
But,
and Diane.
you know, but
They'll
here-
drive the golf cart.
Here's,
Sure, pick up
here's
the
the
runners.
deal. You can make it a Celebrate Recovery 5K for Haiti and then promote Celebrate Recovery Act, right?
Yeah.
But
that's good.
knowing that the funds are going to Haiti, you know? So, I mean, these are the kinds of things to think about. Or, you know, you can do a garage sale, or you can do a dinner, or we in Wisconsin, where I'm from, we do brat fries.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
You can make like $1,000 on
I'm
brat fries.
sing at that, not me.
What?
She
I was
said we could
saying
do a
that.
concert.
My kids, they sing and they go places.
Right.
And
Oh.
they get together and sometimes they'll have like 10 groups come
Oh,
and
yeah.
therell be like a team thing
Oh,
and
yeah.
raise money for
Oh,
them.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We
There
didn't
you
let
go.
them sing, don't worry.
Oh, yeah, you were saying your kids are with the Shine Effect,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Those
So
are
yeah,
things to do, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. This is the thing. Once you know, you just kind of get the wheels turning. You can come up with lots of ideas. You know.
Definitely.
So
Well,
All
yeah,
right.
if we would send notebooks and pens for
yes.
you to have.
Oh yeah. That's one of the things. Like when we do a seminar, we give everybody a folder. We give them
Yeah.
a pen. We have all the stuff that needs to be copied, and you know, like just. I mean, I run it off on my printer in my house.
Right,
But if
right.
like a church just zipped it off a copy machine
And
Yes.
sent you the
and
packet.
sent me the packet, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Saves you
'cause-
money too.
saves me money because the ink is expensive.
It's very expensive, yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, you have the form. If you could fill that out for me,
I'll
just
take
follow
mine.
the form. I do have some patient art and jewelry over here. I have some different things from last time. But thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And may God bless you abundantly. And I'll say, "Que bon Dieu bénisse vous," which is, may God bless
Nice.
you.
Very good.
All right.
Nice.
Well, we'll have some brainstorming.
I'm gonna run.